Everybody, and thanks for joining us. Jim Hunter with Mike Flanagan. The Orioles tonight, Mike, getting back at it after the All-Star break. The players scattered. Who knows what they did? Maybe went to the beach, some kayaking, maybe just sitting around Baltimore to rest. But for the Orioles, looking to snap a 7-game losing streak. Really, the break came at a perfect time.
Yeah, I think it did. With the long losing streak, the 7-game losing streak, it's certainly the players getting the break. Buck Showalter saying, take the 3 days, get away from it. Let's come back and have a fresh start at the second half.
Now, the second half begins tonight, a 7-game losing streak. So that is priority one, get a win. And the Orioles have played better at home, so beginning a 10-game homestand tonight, maybe this is the chance for the Orioles to turn it on.
Yeah, they have played much better at home. That 22-22 record, the batting average a little bit better at home, more runs per game at home, home runs per game up. Team ERA better at home, starters ERA about a half a run better. So all those runs, and the really big difference is at home, in one-run games, they're 8-0.
Yeah, the Orioles also are looking for more consistency from the starting pitchers, in particular from Jeremy Guthrie, who goes tonight. He leads the major leagues with 12 losses, but more importantly, the Orioles have not had a win from a starter since Guthrie won way back in June.
And a very lofty ERA among those starters at that point. 0-10 record, 3-0 decisions, an ERA almost an incredible 9.92. 61 earned runs, and I think it's like 55 innings among the starters. The last time a starting pitcher won a game is 14 games ago, which is an eternity in baseball, and that's when Jeremy Guthrie did it.
Now, Buck Showalter is constantly asked, are his players pressing to snap out of this funk? And he says, well, they are, but it means they care. They're not pressing so much that they're afraid to go out there. They care so much, maybe sometimes they're trying to do too much.
Absolutely. You try to do too much, and pressing, it really is another word for intensity in this case, and I think that's what Buck recognizes. He appreciates the effort the club has given, but he's also said the club has played sloppy defense, has not got good starting pitching, and it's only going to be as good as the starters.
And you have been down this road before, and what you need to get on a roll, you got to get that first one. You can't win 2 in a row until you win 1.
Well, and that's what Buck said. You're only as good as really tonight's start. If you win tonight, it's almost like, so what? Now we got to win again tomorrow. So it's that compounding effect of having a quality start night after night. The believing in your starters, the defense believing your starters going to run deep in ball games. That'll help out the bullpen on the other side. Then you can build some momentum.
And the Orioles will be without Buck Showalter tonight. He has been suspended for 1 game, going back to the incident on Sunday in Boston. And here are the suspensions handed down today from that interesting weekend at Fenway Park.
It was very interesting. A number of the Oriole players hit. Only one Boston Red Sox player hit, and that was with the changeup. Kevin Youkilis hit by Jeremy Guthrie. So Showalter gets the automatic 1-game suspension. Gregg and Gonzalez will appeal theirs.
So Buck Showalter sits it out. John Russell will manage tonight. And the Orioles looking for a win to get the second half off to a good start. It's the Orioles and Indians, the surprising Cleveland Indians. We're coming back to Camden Yards. Lineups at first pitch are next. Southwest Airlines. Southwest Airlines' new Rapid Rewards, unlimited reward seats, and no blackout dates. And by Budweiser, official beer of the thirst inning. Great times on deck. Grab some buds. What a gorgeous day it was in Baltimore today, and that has carried over into the early evening. Tonight's game time temperature brought to you by Train. Visit Train.com for an independent Train comfort specialist dealer near you. It's hard to stop a train. 83 degrees, but look at that lovely humidity, 34%. It is a gorgeous night for baseball here at Oriole Park at Camden Yards. As the Birds welcome in the Cleveland Indians, Southwest Airlines starting lineup for the Tribe. Michael Brantley as Rubel Cabrera and Travis Hafner, with Carlos Santana, the switch-hitting catcher, batting cleanup, fourth in the American League, drawing 62 walks, so a patient hitter in a power spot. Then Grady Sizemore, Orlando Cabrera, Travis Buck, Matt Laporta, and Lottie Chisenhall bats ninth at third base.
Take a look at tonight's scouting report on Jeremy Guthrie. It snapped the streak, a personal streak. He has one win in his last 10 outings. It includes one out of the bullpen. And this is his original team. He originally drafted by the Indians' first-round pick, number 22 overall, in the 2002 draft. So the Indians drafted him, signed him, and eventually waived him before he became an Oriole and stayed close. The Orioles, a big difference in their road and home record. They are 8-0 in one-run games at home.
So Guthrie looking for his first win since June the 26th. And as Mike told you at the top of our broadcast, that's the last time an Oriole starter has won a game. Here's Michael Brantley, takes a fastball high, and 1-0. We're underway at Oriole Park. Brantley at 268, 6 home runs and 35 RBIs. A lot of speed in that leadoff spot. And he looks over a strike, 1-1.
Yeah, he also takes a lot of pitches, so he'll make the starting pitcher work. One of the many players that the Indians acquire via the trade route.
There's Manny Acta, the Indians manager, on the bench. Swinging a high pop, shallow left. Right there is Felix Pie. And he'll put it away for the out. So a good start for Guthrie. Brantley retired and one away.
Let's take a look at the Oriole defense tonight. Felix Pie will be in left field. Big time numbers against the starter Masterson of the Indians. So he's in the lineup. Jones in center. Markakis in right. Reynolds and Hardy on the left side. Blake Davis, Derek Lee on the right side. Fred Tatum behind the plate.
And there is bench coach John Russell, who is managing tonight, with Buck Showalter serving his one-game suspension. Managers cannot appeal suspensions, so Buck has no choice but to sit it out. And he'll be back behind the bench tomorrow. As Rubel Cabrera fouls it off, the American League starting shortstop in the All-Star game, and what a year he is having. And to see him swing at the first pitch, not a surprise. Notorious first pitch hitter when he comes to the plate.
Yeah, great batting average on the first pitch. I guess we're lucky he fouled it off. 550 hitter and putting it in play.
Guthrie deals high, fly ball to right field. Markakis is back on it. He's looking up, and that ball is gone. It's onto the flat court, and the Indians grab a 1-0 lead. So Cabrera, the All-Star, stays hot. His 15th home run, a solo shot, and the Indians break on top.
Now, obviously having an all-star season, 15th home run of the year. The switch hitting all-star, 0-1 pitch, supposed to be in. You can see that ball run right back to the middle of the plate. And out onto the flag court.
So Cabrera hits it out. That's the 15th home run that Guthrie's allowed on the year. And the Indians grab the 1-0 lead. Cleveland 9th in the league in home runs, so not really getting it done with the power. There's Travis Hafner, who looks over ball one.
A couple of the hitters in the Indian lineup, great numbers against Jeremy Guthrie. Hafner's 4 for 6 with a double. Also Travis Buck hitting down in the order, also with great numbers against Guthrie. He's 4 for 6, and this lineup is stacked. They have a number of switch hitters, but 7 of the 9 hitters in the lineup will hit from the left side.
And if you look at just the breakdown of statistics, Guthrie has fared better against left-handed batters than righties out there. 266 the lefties hit him, 281 the righties. Manny Acta playing the percentages there. And that's outside, ball 3. Well, Travis Hafner 6 for 9 against the Orioles, couple of home runs and a double. And He is a dangerous, dangerous hitter. His batting average 14 points higher than his career high in 2004. Comes in batting at 325. And that's down and in ball 4 and a 1-out walk.
Yeah, so far Guthrie missing his early rotation by a wide margin. He seems to have maybe a little bit of rust in the 3 days off. That's part of the thing about taking the 3 days off. I always felt it was kind of like basketball. When you took a day off and you came back, it just didn't feel the same. You felt strange. Your delivery felt bigger just by having 3 days off.
Here's Carlos Santana, the switch hitting catcher. And he gets into one to right center field. That ball's hit well. Markakis is back on it, and that ball is gone. That's into the bleachers for a 2-run shot. A 2-home run inning, and the Orioles are quickly in a 3-0 hole. So Santana, Mike, he was looking for something out over the plate. Goes after the first pitch after the walk, and he didn't miss.
Again, it's the command issue. See the target again. This is really thigh high out over the plate. And really before Jeremy Guthrie can get his feet on the ground and get settled in. Indians on the board for a quick 3.
So the Indians, who are coming off a 7-game homestand in which they went 3-4, they're looking to surge beginning the second half. They're in the race in that AL Central. And they grab a quick lead as Grady Sizemore comes up. Still only 1 down. Sizemore takes low. The Indians are just a half game back of the Tigers for the top spot in the AL Central. Manny Acta's got this team playing very good baseball.
And they were off to such a great start. Came out of the gate at 30-15. They've gone 17-27 since, but kind of rebounded the last couple of weeks before the break. They too have been bit by the injury bug. Grady Sizemore at the plate missed a lot of time.
Sharply hit towards first. That's a fair ball. Derek Lee has it. He fires to Guthrie, who gets there just ahead of the hustling Sizemore. What a play by Derek Lee. He takes an extra base hit away from Sizemore, and 2 men down.
Well, ever calm under fire. Makes a nice play, and watch, he just takes his time, gets his balance. Nice, accurate throw, chest high to Guthrie. It really makes that the great play. And Buck Showalter's talking about that great wingspan by Lee. And just a perfect throw. It's like the older Weaver adage, don't make half a great play.
Here's Orlando Cabrera, and he takes ball 1 inside. Cabrera now in his 15th big league season. Brings in 0 for his last 16 into tonight's game. And Guthrie misses outside. And he has become somewhat of a good luck charm later in his career. Whatever team he seems to go to wins. It all started in 04 when the Expos traded him to the Red Sox, and Boston then went on and won the World Series for the first time in about 100 years. There's a strike taken all the way. Then he went to the Angels the following year, went to the postseason there. Also to the postseason in 07 with the Angels. Then 08 with the White Sox. Then 09 with Minnesota. Then last year with Cincinnati. Tapper back to the mound. Guthrie gets it to Lee, and the inning ends. But a couple of home runs gets Cleveland the lead. Indians 3. The Orioles are coming back. In the bottom of the first, tonight's Orioles lineup brought to you by Southwest Airlines. J.J. Hardy, Nick Markakis, and Adam Jones, with Matt Wieters DHing tonight. Vladimir Guerrero still feeling the effects of being hit by a pitch in Boston. And Derek Lee, Felix Pie, Mark Reynolds, Blake Davis, and Craig Tatum, 2 for 4 with 3 ribbies, runners in scoring position.
Let's take a look at the scouting report for Justin Masterson. 8 ball, that refers to as just 8 Cleveland Indians have had an ERA or sub-3 ERA at All-Star break. Masterson is one of those. Sinker swim, outstanding sinker. He's only allowed 4 home runs all season long.
And Hardy fouls it back. He's quickly down on the count. No balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, making his 19th start. You see the numbers 7 and 6. ERA well below 3. A lot less hits than innings pitched. And again, home runs allowed just 4.
And misses outside 1 and 2. Well, J.J. Hardy, 13 home runs on the year, tied for 3rd among shortstops in the major leagues. And he's played 25 fewer games than Troy Tulowitzki, who leads all of Major League Baseball shortstops with 17. So J.J. without a doubt is getting it done. And maybe the All-Star break will help revive his bat. He cooled off the tail end of the road trip in Boston.
Yeah, just 6 for his last 40.
And he looks over ball 3. So from no balls and 2 strikes, Hardy has worked the count full.
But a number of the Oriole hitters, I guess with the exception of Markakis, really have had cool Julys.
And Hardy gets into one to left field. Brantley over towards the line. And in foul territory, he makes the catch and 1 away. It sounded good off the bat, but didn't carry, and Hardy's retired for the first out.
Yeah, Masterson, pretty good control to go along with the power arm. You got to remember, he's 6'6", 250 pounds. He's coming off some impressive wins. He's beat, he pitched in relief against the Blue Jays right before the break, but beat the Yankees, beat the Reds in Cincinnati. And certainly the Orioles got a good look at how good an offensive club that Cincinnati Red Club is.
Well, you see Nick numbers 292 leading up to the All-Star break, and a very good second half hitter he has proven to be in his career. Nick's got a 6-game hitting streak going. He had 15 base hits on the 10-game road trip. And Markakis now looking for 2 base hits to an even 1,000 in his career. He would become the 14th Oriole player with 1,000 base hits since the team moved here from St. Louis in 1954. 2-2 the count. Justin Masterson has had an interesting year, 7 and 6, despite a stellar ERA. As Nick pops a foul out of play, Santana back. His ERA is 7th best in the American League at 2.64, yet he's just a game above 500. He won his first 5 starts. He was 5-0 after 5 starts. Then he went 11 consecutive starts without getting a win before winning his last 2. Just a strange year.
And the thing is, his ERA during that period, outstanding. At 5-0 in April.
Markakis to center field. Sizemore's there. And he puts it away for the second out. 2 down in the Oriole first.
Let's take a look at the Indian defense. Michael Brantley being left, Brady Sizemore in center, Travis Buckle being right, Lonnie Chisenhall at third base. There's Drupal Carrera, really a human highlight film at shortstop. Orlando Cabrera at second base. Matt Laporta will play first. Carlos Santana, their fine catcher behind the plate. Justin Masterson.
Here's Adam Jones, 2 outs and nobody on. Adam at 285, 13 home runs. See his career numbers after the break cooled off somewhat from his first half numbers. 13 home runs before the break. Career postseason 254 hitter, just under 4 home runs and just under 17 RBIs. Breaking ball outside, 1-1.
Adam just 1 for 11 against Masterson. That would be a triple. Has a couple of RBIs. It's kind of interesting on that flight back before the All-Star break. Adam talking about his shortstop days and actually saw him out there taking ground balls at shortstop.
Yeah, he says he likes to do that one group during BP because it helps keeps his hands loose for playing the outfield. So he shags with whomever happens to be out there. Breaking ball, he pops it up. Second baseman Cabrera's there. And he's got it for the out. And Masterson has a very easy 3-up, 3-down inning. We'll head to the second on Matt Wieters' T-shirt night. 3-0 Indians. Mary Gorzinski of Catonsville. For every double play the Orioles turn during tonight's game, Mary will win $1,000 from the Maryland Lottery. And now you can enter 2 great scratch-offs for a chance to win. To see how you can turn non-winning double play or Amazing 8's scratch-offs into cash or Amazing Orioles prizes, just go to mdlottery.com/double play. Travis Buck will lead off. Matt Laporta and then Lonnie Chisenhall, the lower third of the Indians lineup. 3-0 Cleveland on a pair of first-inning home runs. And this one's popped up foul. Over is Tatum, hoping for a play. And right in front of the railing by the Indians dugout, he has it for the out. So one away here in the second inning. And there's manager Buck Showalter looking on from a suite as he is sitting out his suspension tonight. And there's John Russell managing the club tonight. Looks like Buck's still in his uniform. Guthrie gets the first out of the second, and he'll go to work on Matt Laporta. Laporta at 243, 4 out of his last 16 in his third season. And he takes ball one. Laporta 444 against the Orioles in those 3 games in Cleveland. The next highest average he has against an opponent, 375 against the Yankees. He likes to pick on the AL East. He was one of the key players in the big trade Cleveland made when they sent CC Sabathia to Milwaukee. He was drafted in the first round by the Brewers in 2007, and then the following July he was traded to Cleveland. Good pitch down and in. He swings through it, 1-2.
So far, 2 terrific pitches by Jeremy Guthrie here in the second. Stuff seems to be much better. His numbers versus the lefties, just 191.
That is strange considering he's a right-handed batter. Broken back ground ball to short. There are the sure hands of Hardy. And 2 down in the second. So Guthrie's now retired 4 in a row since the 2-run home run by Santana. He's got 2 outs and nobody on. And he'll go to work on rookie third baseman Lonnie Chisenhall, who was promoted to the big leagues on June the 27th.
Yeah, it's quickly getting over somewhat of a severe beating he had against the Toronto Blue Jays. I thought he wouldn't be in the lineup. They've added that protective gear. You can still see the discoloration in his right eye.
He's 22 years old. He may be here a bit sooner than they would have preferred, but they're trying to get something going offensively at third base. Although he did only have 7 home runs in AAA before being promoted. And he fouls it back, 2-1.
He is one of the original, really, Cleveland Indians. Most of this lineup has either come from trade or minor league signing. Let's say Chisenhall, a first-round pick, 29th overall of the 08 draft.
Now pop-up. Shallow left. Here comes PA. Calls off Hardy. And Felix has it. So Guthrie has a good bounce-back inning. 3 up, 3 down go the Tribe. Mid-second at Oriole Park. 3-0 Indians. For the Luna double and get your second room of flooring free. Call 877-241-LUNA. Home runs at home this year in the American League. The Indians 56 at their home ballpark, and the Orioles have 53. So 53 of the Orioles' 97 have come here at Camden Yards. But look at Texas. They love to hit at Rangers Ballpark. And Matt Wieters, his All-Star T-shirt night tonight, back from the All-Star game, and he takes a strike. And he is DHing tonight. Showalter said before the game that Vladimir Guerrero, when he showed up today, his hand is still hurting from being hit in Boston the other day. I'm hoping he'll be able to get back in the lineup tomorrow.
Yeah, Guerrero told him that he needed at least one more day. He said he couldn't play today. That was really made Showalter somewhat upset about the Boston series. But quite the experience for Matt Wieters.
And Buck Showalter, because Vladdy couldn't play, decided to DH Matt to give him a little break from his legs after the long trip to Phoenix. He hits a high, towering fly ball to center. Sizemore waiting, and he's got it for the out, 1 down. And speaking of Matt Wieters and his experience, he was asked about it before the game.
I think probably the best was just sitting there and watching the home run derby and watch those guys, go crazy. And then, it was pretty exciting, and the game's cool as well, but more just the whole experience. It was great to be able to, in your first All-Star game, to be able to get in there and catch 3 ends. That was real big of him, and I appreciate the experience, and it was a great time. So I was excited to get out there, but now try and have a good second half.
So one of many to come, I'm sure, for Matt Wieters. Derek Lee checks the swing and takes low, appeal to first. He did not go.
Yeah, you come back a little bit taller when you make your first All-Star team and come back. You see the other players that are in the room, and now you're considered the best of the best.
And there's a strikeout. I didn't see most of the game, I have to admit, but I did make a point of being by a television to see the introductions because I wanted to see Wieters introduced, and because they did it alphabetically after the coaches, he was the first player introduced by the American League squad, had the big grin on his face, and a real proud moment for the franchise where a player that was drafted and developed by the club, now in the big leagues, an impact player, and gets to go mix it up with the stars. 2-2 to Lee is fouled back.
forever you'll have that bond, against a team, other teams. You're competitive, and you're, dealing with that your whole career. And once you go to an All-Star game, you realize that they're human too, and they care too.
And Derek Lee down on strikes. Good breaking ball. Moved away from the swing. First strikeout for Masterson and 2 down.
Yeah, used that big sweeping breaking ball. Very tough on right-handed hitters. Under 200 average. And it's because of that big sweeping breaking ball that he can run right across the strike zone and out.
5 in a row retired by Masterson to begin the game. And that'll bring Felix Pie up. Batting at .223 in his career. After the All-Star break, he's a .270 hitter. And he takes a strike.
And I think clearly in the lineup for his numbers against Masterson. 2 for 8. Those 2 home runs, 5 RBIs.
And that's low, 1-1. Well, Pie does not have a home run on the year. He's got 4 doubles and a triple, but no home runs for the season. And a good eye there, ball 2. Masterson walks about 3 per game while striking out 6.5. So 2-1 the strikeout to walk. There's a roller to first base played by Laporta. And Pie's retired. The Orioles go 3 up, 3 down for a second consecutive inning. 2 complete at Camden Yards. 3-0 Indians. By Southwest Airlines. Southwest Airlines' new Rapid Rewards, unlimited reward seats, and no blackout dates. And by Navy Federal Credit Union. A loan from Navy Federal Credit Union makes car buying easy. Visit NavyFederal.org to calculate your payment. Indians with 3 in the first on a pair of home runs. Orioles still don't have a base runner. And Guthrie deals to Brantley, and there's a strike. Guthrie had a real good bounce back inning, 3 up, 3 down in the second. Brantley led off the game with a fly ball out to left field. Mentioned the Indians a half game out in the AL Central. They're 47-42. Maniacta in his second year as the Indians manager. Last year at the break, they were 34-54, 20 below 500. So they've gone from 20 below to 5 above in a year. Check swing, and it's outside. And as Mike mentioned, they've done a real good job of making deals and trying to build a young core really from outside their organization. They had a couple of trade chips, and they were able to deal them away to clubs who maybe had a surplus at different positions and get back some quality depth into their system.
Yeah, I think their scouting department deserves certainly a lot of credit. But trading Casey Blake and CC Sabathia, Cliff Lee.
Brantley down the line, and that is a foul ball. Oh, just missed hitting it out. Right down by the foul pole there. So Brantley will come back with a full count. Now Brantley, one of those players, he was also in that deal for CC Sabathia. He's just 24 years old. And he really gives the Indians a solid defensive outfield because he's a center fielder playing left.
Well, they tried to build through trades and also defensively.
3-2 is fouled back.
Club, the Indians are 9th in the league in defense. They have 57 errors. The Orioles are 10th with 59 errors.
Maniacta's club is 3-0 against the Orioles on the year. They swept the 3-game series in Cleveland in April. The 3-2 is hit in the right field. That's a base hit. Markakis will have to play the carom off the wall. Brantley's heading for second base, and he slides in with a leadoff double. So the third Indians hit, all three have been extra base hits. Well, tomorrow night, don't miss fireworks night here at Oriole Park. You can stay around after the 7:05 game against the Indians and a beautiful fireworks display presented by Alania North America. For tickets, 888-848-BIRD or visit Orioles.com. And Brantley picks up his 15th double. He's at second base with nobody down for Asdrubal Cabrera. Takes inside 1-0.
Cabrera had been 1 for 9 lifetime against Guthrie before that solo home run in the first inning.
He's 7th in the league in base hits. Fouls it straight back. Guthrie was the Indians' first-round pick in 2002. He came to the Orioles for the 2007 season. The Indians were trying to get him off their 40-man roster, and he didn't get through waivers. Orioles put in a waiver claim and got him. There's the 1-1. It's outside, an off-speed pitch.
Yeah, that was in January of 07. Guthrie had been up and down, I guess, 5 or 6 times with the Indians. He only had 1 career start for the Cleveland organization. Only about 30 innings at the big league level.
The 2-1 is swept towards Derek Lee. He'll glove and flip to Guthrie. Asdrubal Cabrera does a real nice job there as he advances Brantley to third on a ground out. So the Indians up by 3, now the runner at third and 1 down. Real good team at bat there by Asdrubal Cabrera. As we peer in from center field, here's Travis Hafner. And the Orioles already down by 3 will bring their infield up close. Hafner walked his first at bat and scored on the home run by Santana. You see the infield in, not quite all the way to the grass at short and second. And Lee is shallow at first. Trying to cut off this run. And it hits him. So Hafner's hit by a pitch. He'll go down to first base, and that'll set up the chance for a double play. So Guthrie hits his 5th batter on the year.
I'm not sure on the pitch. Almost looked like a cut fastball right off that right elbow pad of Hafner. You could actually see him grimace actually before the ball hit him. I think he was kind of expecting it. I guess that was a big thing with the Red Sox series. We went back and talked about it. The number of hit batsmen by the Red Sox pitchers stands at 52. That's just the 20th hitter the Orioles pitchers have hit.
Santana takes strike 1. Santana hit a 2-run home run through the bleachers in center field. His first at bat, his 14th home run. Guthrie misses well off the plate. 1-1 the count.
Yeah, Santana came over from the Dodgers. Talking about a number of the trades. Came over in the Casey Blake deal. And is having a real big year for the Indians. He's on pace for about 25 homers, 75 RBIs, and over 100 walks.
This one sliced to left field. That ball's trouble. Towards the corner it goes, and that is off the wall and in play. Brantley scores. Heading to third is Hafner, and cruising into second with an RBI double is Carlos Santana. Well, it's a 4-0 Indians lead, and they're not done yet here in the 3rd inning.
Yeah, really just hitting it where it's pitched. Carlos Santana. May have been a ball off the plate, goes right with it off the base of the left field wall. And all the base hits by the Indians, all extra base hits. 2 homers, 2 doubles. This is really sort of what plagued them up in Fenway.
And here's Grady Sizemore. Second and third, only one down. Breaking ball is outside. The top 4 hitters in the lineup are 4 for 6 with a walk and a hit batsman.
And as we said, the first 5 hitters in the lineup all hitting from the left side.
And missing inside is Guthrie, 2-0. Sizemore grounded out his first at bat on a nice play by Derek Lee, who robbed him of an extra base hit. And now falling behind 2-0, Sizemore will be walked intentionally. And the struggles continuing for Jeremy Guthrie, who has lost in his last 3 appearances, including the game Sunday at Fenway Park when he came on in relief and went 3 1/3. He only allowed 1 run, but it was the run that snapped the tie, and he took the loss.
That's the way the season has gone for Guthrie. I think actually the Orioles had a situation in that game. First and third, nobody out, couldn't score, which would have tied the game up. But it was the nature, certainly, of the first half, and I'm sure Guthrie was hoping for a second half, much like last year, where he went 8-4 the second half of last season.
Orlando Cabrera swings and misses. Guthrie's ERA in his last 3 appearances, all losses, is 5.87. And he's already allowed 4 runs here through 2 1/3. And it's low, slider. Tatum with a nice block. Guthrie's 3 wins. He won April 1st at Tampa, May 21st here against the Nationals, and June 26th here against Cincinnati. And this one's fouled back out of play, and 1-2 on Cabrera.
What he's doing right here is just letting it fly. 96-mile-an-hour fastball, reaching back for a little bit extra. Ball strike ratio, as Mark Hendrickson gets up, is about dead even. 26 balls, 25 strikes, un-Guthrie-like numbers.
1-2 on Cabrera, and it's low. 2-2.
What it becomes is that the wilder you are, the more strikes you have to throw. So he's been over, so he's reaching back for a little bit extra and aiming really for the middle of the plate.
2-2 pitches, low ball 3. Cabrera asked that baseball be looked at, and Wendelstedt takes it out of play. So it was 1-2 on him. Now the count's full and nowhere to put him. 3-2 with 1 out. Hafner, Santana, Sizemore, third to first. There's a ground ball toward short. Hardy's got it. Goes to second, 1. Back to first by Davis. There's a double play. 6-4-3, and Guthrie gets out of it. Well, it could have been a huge inning for the Indians, and Guthrie holds them to a run. So the Orioles turn 2. Congratulations to Mary Gorzinski from Catonsville. She just won $1,000 from the Maryland Lottery Double Play Contest. still looking for their first base runner. And here's Mark Reynolds, who is playing tonight, and the All-Star break certainly helped him out because on Sunday at Fenway Park, this was in the top of the third, Kyle Weiland, who was making his major league debut for the Red Sox, hit Reynolds on the hand. Now, he would stay in the game and run the bases, but when he came out for defense, he realized he couldn't throw. And so he came out of the game, and the 3 days off of the break have done him well because he's back in there.
I guess I still want to see him swing the bat, but he obviously could not throw at Fenway Park, and that's what I think bothered Buck Showalter so much, is both Guerrero and Reynolds.
Pops up a breaking ball. Laporta puts it away, and one down in the Oriole third.
Well, that is his right hand. Looks like it's a one-handed swing.
Reynolds retired. That's 7 in a row retired by Masterson to begin the game.
That's the thing. Masterson's supposed to be a ground ball pitcher. Only one ground ball out.
Here's Blake Davis getting a start at second base tonight. Blake at 259 was 2 for 11 on the road trip. And he looks over ball one. Blake showing he's got a real good batting eye. Fouls it back the other way. He went back to Southern California for the break to see his family. Then a couple of days at home and then back on a plane to get back to Baltimore.
A lot of players covering some miles, to get home. It really is the longest break you'll get during the season. Some clubs luckier than others when they open up on Thursday or Friday instead of Thursday, get an extra day.
And opening at home, you get the extra day. The Indians had to travel yesterday. 2-1 pitch outside, ball 3.
That's part of the reason that Buck Showalter talked about Matt Wieters going back and forth across the country 3 times in the span of those 3 days.
3-1, taken inside, ball 4. So Blake Davis, there's that batting eye as he works the walk. There's Matt Wieters DHing tonight, so it looks like he doesn't know what to do with himself in between innings. In between at bats. He certainly needs the break. So the Orioles have their first base runner. Did you get out the fishing poles over the break?
No, I kind of relaxed. My arm was a little sore, so I figured casting wouldn't be good for it. All this writing we do up here in the booth, so my arm was really sore.
I'm glad you saved it for tonight. That shows me how much you care.
There you go.
And there's a base hit to left field for Craig Tatum. And the Orioles have their first base hit, so 2 on with 1 down in the third. The Orioles trying to chip back in this one.
Yep, bottom of the order, trying to get him back in it. Walk to Davis and Craig Tatum's base hit.
So the first batter Masterson sees pitching from the stretch, he allows a single. And here's J.J. Hardy, who flied out foul to the left fielder Brantley, leading off in the bottom of the first. There's a strike at the knees. Masterson, 26 years old. He was born in Jamaica, the island of Jamaica, Kingston, Jamaica, and then grew up in Beaver Creek, Ohio. And there's a tapper. That is a foul ball. Santana tried to get to it before it rolled back foul, but it spun on him. Hunter Wendelstedt right there for the call.
Yeah, Masterson, the first Jamaican-born pitcher ever in the big leagues. Chili Davis was from Jamaica. Devon White, a couple of the others. 6'6", 250.
Well, you don't find a lot of major leaguers from Jamaica.
No.
Hardy down on the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Check swing, and he went too far. There's that breaking pitch again, Mike, and Hardy couldn't hold in time. 2 men down.
Yeah, that is his strikeout pitch. If he gets ahead, he's going to try to sweep this with your right-handed hitter. Sweep that breaking ball in and out of the strike zone.
So a second strikeout. 2 down for Masterson in the third, and here's Markakis.
Well, that's the other thing he can do. He can get you the ground ball for double plays. He's induced 9 double plays.
Nick flied out to center field his first at bat. And that gets away from Santana, and both runners will advance. Santana couldn't catch it. And it's a wild pitch ruled by Jim Henneman.
And that big sweeping breaking ball tries to throw it in under Markakis' hands. The other thing that's kind of amazing about Masterson, he's gone coming into the night that left-handed hitters were 0 for their last 28. And I think by my count they're 0 for 3 tonight with a walk. So 0 for the last 31.
Markakis takes a strike, 1-1. Well, the wild pitch could help the Orioles get 2 runs if Markakis can get a base hit. 324 career hitter in these situations. There's Davis and Tatum. And a bloop to left field, and that is a base hit. It falls in fair. Davis scores, Tatum scores, and Markakis is on with a 2-run bloop single, and the Orioles are chipping back in. It's a 4-2 game. The Indians in front.
Now, big 2-out base hit by Markakis. It's not pretty, and we said that ends that 0 for 31 stretch. In on the hands and just flips it into left, about 5 feet fair.
He thought about a big turn, then held on. So Nick extends his hitting streak to 7 straight, but more importantly, gets the Orioles back in the game with a big 2-out hit. And Adam Jones now comes to bat, representing the tying run.
Now the Orioles right back in it.
And he lays off that breaking ball, 1-0. Markakis picks up RBIs 37 and 38. Ground ball sharply hit foul past Willie Randolph. The Orioles, in the 7-game losing streak that they're in, they've been outscored 62-24. So it's been that awful combination of the pitchers not being able to hold down the opposition and the hitters not coming through with big base hits. Maybe that hit by Markakis gets them going.
Yeah, maybe that's the combination. You need to get the pitching and the hitting back on the same page or together. And also, as Buck Showalter had said, they had played rather sloppy defense.
Good take by Adam there, 2-1. Adam has not hit a home run since June the 25th. Oh, big cut there, and he missed it. I'm sure Adam enjoyed having a couple of days off. He's been playing pretty much every day. Last day off prior to the break was May 30th. Oh, good cut there, and he fouled it back.
Yeah, this club really limped into the break. I think a number, either from some of it from fatigue. A number of the players had little bangs and bruises. Certainly a number of them were hit in that Red Sox series.
2-2 on Jones. Markakis at first with 2 down, and Nick draws the throw. Nick is a very deceptive base stealer. He doesn't run very often, but he's 8 out of 9 in stealing bases. He's a very good base runner when he elects to go.
Well, a lot of clubs try to run against Masterson. Number 1 for that sinker, usually with less than 2 outs.
2-2 is inside, nearly hit him ball 3.
So they have 9 stolen bases against Masterson, but also 9 have been caught. That is the most. And again, a lot of it's to the 6'6", 250 pounds, and pretty slow to the plate.
Well, Nick will be running now, 3-2 with 2 down. There's Tim Belcher, the pitching coach. Markakis goes, and it's hit toward shortstop. There's Cabrera, and he gets it across to get the hustling Jones for the out. But the Orioles get back in it on a 2-run single by Markakis. We'll head to the 4th, 4-2 Cleveland. presented by Southwest Airlines. It returns to Camden Yards on Saturday. Game 3 of the series against the Indians at 7:05. And for one low price, fans can receive the reserved Utah Street bleacher seat plus the exclusive 2110 Utah Street t-shirt. Now, space is limited, so join your fellow Nick Markakis and Adam Jones fans. For tickets, 888-848-BIRD or visit Orioles.com. Nick and Adam. And Guthrie deals to Travis Buck. So the combination of Guthrie throwing that double play ball to Orlando Cabrera to get out of the third and limiting Cleveland to 1 run. Now the Orioles are back in it because of the Markakis base hit.
There's no question about being back in. Really, the change, you're exactly right. The double play grounder, a couple of runs. Always the optimism.
Especially because Cabrera had worked the count full at 3-2.
Guthrie really does continue to struggle with his command. Very unusual for him to throw more balls than strikes this deeply into the ball game. 57 pitches, 30 balls.
Foul out of play off the bat of Travis Buck.
And for the season, he's throwing 65% of strikes.
Now, Guthrie's career ERA is 4.16. He came into tonight's game with a season ERA of 4.18. So almost right on the money for his career number. Another foul back off the bat of Travis Buck. He did face the Indians in that 3-game series in Cleveland, and on April the 16th lost. He allowed 6 runs in 5 innings. Here's the 2-2 pitch. It's grounded foul. Guthrie does have a winning career record against the AL Central. He is 13-8 against the AL Central, and that is the only division in the American League that he has a winning record against. Here's the 2-2, and it's grounded foul. And over the next 17 days leading up to the trading deadline, when you're going to see so many rumors and this and that, but that's one number that I would assume GMs in the Central notice, because how are you going to compete against the teams we need to beat to win this division?
Yeah, so the numbers in the AL East and certainly the numbers in the Central. You're a club looking for pitching help. And that's the thing. I think a pitcher in this division, as tough as it is going to have higher value outside of the division than inside the division.
You saw Andy McPhail with Buck Showalter. Buck served his suspension tonight, so he's sitting with Andy. And this one line to center field. It hangs for Jones, and Buck is finally retired and won away in the Cleveland 4th. And one of the things that I get into the habit of doing, based on a conversation you and I had about 10 years ago, whenever the Orioles are facing an opponent, I always look to see, well, how does he do within the division? And if the numbers are gaudy either way, it gives you an idea of the makeup of that pitcher.
And that's the problem, I think, with the unbalanced schedule. It's hard to get an evaluation of exactly what a pitcher is.
Weak ground ball to shortstop off the bat of Laporta. Hardy gets it across, and 2 down in the 4th inning. Well, tonight's league leaders are brought to you by Lexus of Towson, Baltimore area's #1 Lexus dealer, who invites you to come and see why they're #1. Lowest road batting averages in the American League, the Indians 244. So only 3 other teams in the AL have a lower batting average on the road. They do have 4 runs on 4 hits tonight. All 4 of their hits extra base hits. They have 2 home runs and 2 doubles. There's Lonnie Chisenhall, the rookie third baseman. Well, good breaking ball there, off speed pitch, and Chisenhall swings through it.
It took a little bit off. But Chisenhall had some big numbers through the minor leagues. 18 home runs 1 year, 17 the next.
Guthrie's ahead of him 0-2. And a pop-up. Center of the diamond. Reynolds moving in behind the mound. Called off by Hardy. And Hardy takes charge, and he grabs it for the out. So the second 3-up, 3-down inning for Guthrie. Birds coming up in the bottom of the 4th, down by 2. Yards. You can meet some of your favorite former Birds here at the Orioles Alumni Autograph Series. Former O's players and coaches are here at the Masson booth on Utah Street, right near Gate A. Sign autographs and meet and greet fans. The autograph station opens 90 minutes before the first pitch, and it stays open until 30 minutes before game time. So stop by and meet some of your favorite former Orioles. That's every Monday and Thursday home game at Camden Yards. And there's Matt Wieters, who was DHing tonight. Flied out his first at bat. Takes outside. Masterson was drafted by the Red Sox, a second-round pick in 2006, and he was one of the key players Boston traded to the Indians when they got Victor Martinez. Towering pop-up shallow center, Sizemore in on it. And Wieters retired. He's 0 for 2, one away in the fourth. That's one thing the Indians have done a real good job of, scouting other teams' minor league systems. Of course, Masterson had already made it to the big leagues with the Red Sox, but they were using him in the back end of their bullpen. And Manny Acta came over to Cleveland, and he got a pitcher that he inherited that was moved into the rotation and now is finding his form as a starter. 1-0 on Derek Lee, who struck out his first at bat. There's a bouncer towards short. Love there by Asdrubal Cabrera, and he flips it across. And 2 quick outs in the fourth inning. When you talk about acquiring players who may be an A-ball or double-A ball, it really tests your scouting system, because when you're going to make that trade, you need to ask for that key player back you believe will make it. And Grady Sizemore on this team is a perfect example. He was an A-ball in the Florida State League for Montreal when he was acquired by Cleveland.
Yeah, a lot of times in those trades, you want to make sure that you get somebody that's major league ready now, and then maybe somebody that's ready 2 or 3 years from now. But you're right. When you have those multiplayer deals, that's the way you like to do it. And the Indians certainly have done a good job at it. They're trying to go through the lineup. Brantley was a trade. Asdrubal Cabrera was a trade. Travis Hafner was a trade with Texas.
Ooh, look at Hunter Wendelstedt, who's already missed some time with some concussion symptoms earlier this year.
And hit both the catcher and the umpire's mask.
Carlos Santana, nice gesture, went out to the mound to talk to Masterson just to let Hunter Wendelstedt regain his position.
5 at a time.
1-1 on PA. Line foul the other way.
And just to finish even the lineup, Sizemore was a trade. Let's see who else in there. Orlando Cabrera was a free agent sign. Travis Buck, minor league sign. Matt Laporta, a trade.
And there's Chisenhall, the one draft pick that they picked. Well, and even Travis Buck, it didn't work out for him in Oakland, but he's a former first-round pick. So if you're going to take a flyer on a guy, you got to have some talent to be drafted in the first round. That's the high-profile one. Towards left center field and hit well. Sizemore over, and he won't get it. It falls in for a base hit. PA with a big turn around first, but he's going to pull him with a double. Looked like Sizemore had trouble picking that one up. So PA's on with a base hit, and the Orioles have a 2-out base runner.
And this ball was really hit like a curveball. It started to head off towards center field and then really broke towards left center field. So he gets it right off the end of the bat. And that ball just kept hooking away from Sizemore. Good hustle by PA. Easily into second base.
PA's 1 out of 2. He's at second with 2 down. And that'll bring up Mark Reynolds representing the tying run. Let's see if the Orioles can get another 2-out base hit to get a run in. And a roller foul right off the plate.
Yeah, Reynolds coming in tonight 8 for 33. But of those 8 hits, 5 of them are home runs.
Yeah, good lead off second. Masterson really taking his time, and Reynolds requesting time. Now, in contrast to Mike's point about the Indians lineup tonight, the Orioles, of their starting 9, 3 of the 9 were drafted and developed by the Birds. Markakis, Wieters, and Blake Davis. There's a strike. Mark Reynolds was acquired by Arizona. David Hernandez was a key player going the other way. He was drafted and developed by the Orioles. So sometimes you use those prospects to beef up at a position you might be thin at. So you develop the players either to play for you or to trade to play for somebody else. There's the 0-2 pitch. It's high, 1-2. And when the Red Sox decided to include Masterson in that trade with the Indians, they felt that they had enough depth in their organization pitching wise that they could sacrifice him to get Victor Martinez.
Yeah, and they really needed catching at the time. There was probably not a better catcher available than Victor Martinez. Ended up hitting cleanup for the Red Sox.
Masterson ahead of Reynolds, 1-2 with PA at second and 2 down. And strike 3 call. Reynolds looks it over. He strikes out at PA, left stranded at second base. We played 4 at Oriole Park at Camden Yards. Masterson and the Indians with a 4-2 lead. Switch to Fios, a network ahead. To learn more, visit Fios.com/getFios. 1968, Hank Aaron hit his 500th career home run, became the 8th player to join that club. 1972, Tigers catcher Tom Haller catches a game in front of his brother, umpire Bill Haller. And there's a foul ball off the bat of Michael Brantley. And then in 2005, the Giants became the first team to win 10,000 games as a franchise.
Yeah, the interesting thing about that 1972 game, the Tigers lost that 1-0.
Brantley 1 out of 2 with a double in a run. Now I wonder if they would allow that now, because you have Jim Wolf, the umpire, and Randy Wolf, the pitcher. And if Jim Wolf's crew has a game that his brother's pitching, he cannot do the plate. He can umpire the bases, but he cannot do the plate. So I wonder if they would allow that in the modern game.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
1-2 on Brantley as Guthrie has found his zone a bit, swing and a miss. So he got ahead and he put him away. There's his first strikeout, 1 away in the 5th.
A pretty good breaking ball by Guthrie. Pitch number 71. Breaking ball in the dirt. Brantley over the top of it. Ever since he induced that inning-ending double play with the bases loaded, things have gone much better for Jeremy.
As Drupal Cabrera, solo home run in 2 trips. And he takes ball 1. And Cabrera, it was his 15th home run of the year, and he got all of them. Right onto the flagpole. Next, this one up foul wide of third. Reynolds over, and he runs out of room. Guthrie, 3 wins on the year. The Orioles starters are now 24-40 on the season. And the 40 losses by the starting staff, the most in the American League. Breaking ball just misses, 2-1.
Yeah, that really was the difference between the two clubs. The starters for the Indians are 32-33. Their bullpens 15-9, and that really is the difference. The other difference, the Indians have played so well against the American League East. 15-14 against the East.
2-2 on Asdrubal Cabrera, 25 years old, out of Venezuela. 2-2 pitches hooked foul. And Sandy Alomar, the first base coach. And Bob Davidson, the first base umpire, flips it to a fan.
Probably called the balk on the fan.
Yes, I was just thinking that. Balk and Bob Davidson, umpired first tonight. 2-2 on Cabrera. Just inside, ball 3. Guthrie has 1 strikeout. He's walked 2, 1 intentionally, and he's hit a bat. And a weak ground ball foul.
Pretty steady diet of breaking balls by Guthrie to Cabrera.
And payoff pitch, high fly ball to right, down the line. Will it stay fair near the corner? It is a foul ball. He just missed hitting it out.
Cabrera really went out and hooked that pitch. 3-2 pitch. He's anticipating a strike, and he is in the swing mode.
So another 3-2 pitch. And strike 3 called. A little delayed call by Hunter Wendelstedt. Cabrera had flipped the bat. He thought he had ball 4, and then he was rung up.
You can see he really tries to, I guess, feign that this ball is inside. It's up middle of the plate, borderline pitch.
How about the framing job there by Tatum? Looked like he moved 6 inches.
It worked.
So Guthrie gets back-to-back strikeouts, 2 down. Travis Hafner will bat now. Does not yet have an official at bat. He has walked, and he's been hit by a pitch, and he takes ball 1. Hafner has been in the Indians organization since 2003. He was a 31st round draft pick of Texas back in 1996. He's had problems staying healthy over the past few years. And when he is healthy and swinging, he is a threat. Two outs, none on. 1-1 pitch is low, off speed.
Hafner's best year, 2006, at 42 home runs, 117 RBIs.
Guthrie slowing down his pace a bit. Here's the 2-1. Oh, good pitch. Ate him up inside, 2-2.
And that's the best cutter slider he's thrown so far. This ball just really takes off. Watch this ball, the last 10 feet looks like just the invisible slider.
2-2 with 2 men down. And it's low, ball 3. Came in again with that off-speed breaking ball, but he bounced it.
And I'm sure, and Jeremy Guthrie said this is one of the hitters that he has circled, not to let him hurt him. 4 for 6 coming into tonight.
Full count with 2 down. And it's high, ball 4. He lost it. Hafner now has walked twice. He's also been hit by a pitch. 3rd walk allowed by Guthrie. It comes with 2 down in the 5th.
That really does show he's being careful, not giving in, just not throwing him a fastball to stay away from the walk. make him earn first base.
And Carlos Santana comes up with Hafner on at first, as he did in the first inning. And in the first inning, here's what he did when he came up, swinging at the first pitch. Second home run against the Orioles on the year, and it was a no doubt about it.
Yeah, big night already for Carlos Santana.
And a high strike. Guthrie's ball must be moving all over the place, because we've seen quite a few of these at-bats where the Indians hitter will lean out of the way, and it's a called strike. Usually you don't lean out of the way of strikes. They're foul, and it's 0-2.
Again, Guthrie doing a nice job of hanging around. Used him to give up 3 in the first, and they add on 1 more. You're not really sure what the right pitch is. Pitch count, though, creeping up, approaching 90.
1-2 on Santana. Hafner at first with 2 men out. Broken bat fly ball to right. Markakis towards the line. They'll put it away, and Guthrie gets out of it. A 2-out walk and 1 left. Mid-fifth on a beautiful night at Camden Yards. 4-2 Indians. Is brought to you by Verizon 4G LTE, built so you can rule the air. And hi, everybody, and welcome back into Camden Yards. Jim Hunter and Mike Flanagan. 4-2 game as the Orioles getting set to bat in the bottom of the 5th. And really, this game has turned around. 3 runs in the first inning by the Indians. Looked like it was going to be a long night, but Guthrie has righted the ship, and the Orioles are back in.
Yeah, it's one of those, if Jeremy Guthrie lets them add on a couple more runs in that second or third inning, the big double play grounder really helped them out a lot. They add on a couple of runs there. You know, it goes up to 6 or 7 to nothing, and the tendency to say, you know, tonight's not our night. But he made the big pitch when he had to, and now he's hanging around, waiting for the offense.
And the Orioles did get a big base hit by Nick Markakis. Looked like a real good pitch by Masterson, but he didn't try to do too much, and he doinked it in for a 2-run single.
It was definitely well placed, and certainly the Orioles would take it. They've had all kinds of problems with hitting with runners in scoring position. They'll take it.
You know, if you're the guy hitting that ball, you don't mind a well-placed doink. Now, if you're the pitcher, you don't like that.
No, I didn't like the doinks when I was on the mound at all.
So the Orioles are looking to get back even here as they trail by 2. And here's the guy that got it all started. Blake Davis will lead off. He walked with 1 down in the 3rd and eventually came around to score. And he takes ball 1. Tatum on deck, and then J.J. Hardy. And there's a strike at the knees. 1-1 the count. The Orioles have only 3 hits. 2 of the hits, however, came in the rally in the 3rd inning, as Davis slices it down the left field line, but that is foul, back out of play.
That's the part of the Oriole order that really got that rally. 1 out walk to Davis, and Craig Tatum with a base hit. Set it all up for the top of the order.
Now, ball and 2 strikes as Michael Brantley trying to give that baseball to a fan, and the fan dropped it. They had to go over and try again, and they're trying to get that baseball to a youngster. And there it is, and that's going to make his night. Davis, oh, good defensive swing to fight that pitch off.
Yeah, that's the old 3-part swing. Started out away, and that ball just trailed him right into the inside corner. And that's a pretty good job of defending the plate.
Breaking balls high, 2-2. Masterson has struck out 3. He has walked 1, Blake Davis, and that walk did score. And it's low, ball 3. We talked about this his last at bat, but you just can't help but be impressed with his batting eye at the plate for a young hitter.
He knows what he wants to do.
3-2, he fights it off.
Pretty good knowledge of the strike zone. Doesn't appear to be intimidated at all by Major League pitching. I mean, this is one of the better pitchers in the league.
There's his hitting coach, Jim Presley, talking with J.J. Hardy. About third of this inning. And he got it, swung through it. And Davis down on strikes, 1 away in the 5th. That is strikeout number 4 for Masterson. Now tune into the Mid-Atlantic Sports Report tomorrow, 5:30 to 7, as Tom Davis will be joined by Phil Wood, Mel Antonin, and Rock Kabako. They'll discuss all the hot topics from around baseball, and also you'll hear from former Oriole Roberto Alomar as he prepares for his induction into baseball's Hall of Fame. So check it out tomorrow, 5:30, Mid-Atlantic Sports Report on MASN. Tatum, swing and a miss. Tatum fueled the rally in the 3rd. Got the first base hit of the game. And a big play in that rally was the wild pitch because it moved both runners up and they both scored. And it's low and away, 1-1. Fans, MASN is giving away 30 prizes in 30 days, including signed jerseys and other Orioles gear. All you have to do is visit Facebook.com/MASN Orioles to win. Two and 1 on Tatum, 1 out, none on. Ground ball, that is a fair ball down the line. And past the diving try of Chisenhall. Tatum is thinking about 2, and he alertly puts on the brakes and then just does get back to first base. Here's that center fielder playing left as Brantley was flying to the ball, and he holds him to a single.
Yeah, this ends up in foul territory. Looks like a sure double. The reach of Chisenhall at third base. And Tatum has to put the brakes on.
So the Orioles get a 1-out base runner. Tatum's 2 out of 2. He was 1 for 3 on the road trip. He started only 1 of the 10 games. Here's Hardy. Goes the opposite way down the line. This ball's trouble. Buck is over and he can't get it. Bounces in for a base hit. Hardy heading to second. Tatum goes to third, and he'll be held by Willie Randolph. So Hardy going with the pitch. They were playing on the pull, and Buck was over towards the gap.
And not defending that part of the field. He had really pinched towards center field. Take a look at this last pitch. Up and out over the plate. Hardy goes right with it. Ends up with a high bounce down that third right field side.
Hardy picks up his 14th double and 27th extra base hit. So the tying runs in scoring position with only 1 down. And Nick Markakis comes up, another chance. High pop-up. The second baseman, Orlando Cabrera, is calling. And not deep enough for Tatum to even attempt to tag. So Masterson fooled Markakis. Looked like he was looking for a fastball, Mike, and he didn't get it.
Yeah, he really was choking up as much as I've ever seen Nick choke up. Just trying to get good wood on it. Just got underneath it. Again, for whatever reason, and Nick obviously has been very hot, these Indians have been able to keep his average certainly under control. Nick coming in tonight just 12 for 65 against Cleveland over the last 3 years.
So Adam Jones now with a chance. Second and third with 2 men down. And the breaking ball hits the outside corner. Tatum at third, Hardy at second. 2 2 down in the Oriole 5th. And he takes wouldn't chase.
Another one of those bats you can circle. Base hit, you're back even.
Swing and a miss, 1-2. Jones had 3 RBIs on the 10-game road trip. Chance to get this game even here in the 5th. Check swing and it's outside. Appeal to first. He did not go, says Bob Davidson. It's a very effective pitch from Masterson. It kind of follows that rule. Get ahead with strikes so you can get him out with balls.
Yeah, he doesn't overexpose it. I mean, he saves it for when he gets ahead. He doesn't use it to get ahead. He throws his fastball mostly for that.
2 balls and 2 strikes on Jones. And he got him. There's the breaking ball and a good one. So 5 strikeouts for Masterson. Orioles strand 2 will head to the 6th. Indians lead at 4-2. By AT&T, rethink possible. And by Nissan. It's Nissan's bottom line sales event, and we're laying it all on the line. Visit choosenissan.com or your local dealer today. So what do you think, Mike? A little sausage? Have a little mid-game snack?
Yeah, I think mine is done just right.
Yeah, exactly. As we peer in from center field. Maybe the bullpens. Just an absolutely gorgeous night. Guthrie's still in there in the 6th. Brady Sizemore will lead off with Cabrera and Buck. And the ball outside. All the way back to the screen, ball 3. And Hendrickson is getting loose again. Second time he's been up tonight.
Yes, Guthrie's pitch count approaches the 100 mark. Appears he may be heading towards the end of the line. A lot of lefties in this lineup for the Indians.
There's a strike. Well, Guthrie is pitching to 2 different batting orders here. Hitters 1 through 4 are 4 for 9. 2 doubles, 2 home runs, 4 RBIs, and 4 runs scored. Hitters 5 through 9 are 0 for 9 with an intentional walk. And Sizemore right there batting 5th, so he's 0 for 1 with the intentional walk. All the damage by the first 4 batters in the lineup.
Yeah, those first 4, the first 2 times through the order were, what, 6 out of 8 getting on base.
And they've been on base 7 of the 9 plate appearances tonight. On foul out of play, and holds 3-2. And really, he did settle down, did Guthrie, since the 3rd inning.
His command much better. I mean, he really was wild in the strike zone in that 1st inning.
3-2 is inside, ball 4, and another walk. And there's 4 walks allowed by Guthrie. Time for our Suzuki Game Flow Autos all-wheel drive lineup. Suzuki, the power of engineering. Well, the flow of this game was about the Indians' home runs in the first. A solo home run by Asdrubal Cabrera. Then after a walk, a 2-run home run by Carlos Santana. And a 3-0 lead before the Orioles even came to bat.
Well, it was the at-bat by Cabrera that really changed Jeremy Guthrie's night around. 3rd inning, bases loaded, 1 out after an intentional walk. Coaxed the ground ball, inning-ending ground ball.
Cabrera 0 for 2 on the night. Quick throw to first and diving back into Sizemore. Sizemore has not run as much as he did as a younger player. He is only 28, but he's had some injury issues the last few years. Dirt in his eyes after diving back in. Again, he draws a throw.
He was the kind of player, he reminds you of Jacoby Ellsbury with the Red Sox. That kind of power, speed. Seemed to have it all, but injuries have really taken its toll.
Long look at Sizemore. There's the 0-1. It's down and in. 1-1 the count. Orlando Cabrera originally signed by the Montreal Expos, and he made his major league debut exactly a year after Vladimir Guerrero made his major league debut for Montreal. There's the 1-1. It's inside 2-1. Vladimir made his debut in September of 1996, and then Orlando Cabrera made his debut in September of 97. 97 was Vladimir's first full year in the big leagues. He had some injury problems that year. Fouling a ball off his foot against the Orioles in spring training. Popped up back of the plate, and it's out of play. These two guys, Vladimir and Orlando Cabrera, were together quite a long time in Montreal. And Orlando still going strong as an everyday player. 36 years old. Sizemore increases his lead off first. Here's the 2-2. It's grounded foul. If the Indians make it to the postseason this year, and this run of good luck continues for Cabrera, he's probably going to be able to name his team next year. It's just amazing the streak he's on.
Yep. Looking like being the good luck charm.
Since 04, he's been to the postseason 6 times. And there's a base hit to left field. PA over trying to get to it before it gets by him. Heading to third is Sizemore. The throw comes into third, and Cabrera with a big turnaround first. For some reason, didn't go to second. So it is first and third, and nobody down. Fans, don't forget the Orioles taking on the Red Sox here at Camden Yards next week. It is a 3-game series, Monday through Wednesday. So why not come out and help us paint the ballpark orange for this classic AL East rivalry? Get your tickets in advance and save 888-848-BIRD or visit Orioles.com. Here's John Russell, who is managing tonight. He's out to the mound, and we're going to get a pitching change. So Guthrie will go 5 innings plus 2 batters. And we're going to get Mark Henderson coming on in this 4-2 game in the 6th. But doesn't get an out in the 6th, so he is on the hook for a loss unless the Orioles can rally back.
And with that, Hendrickson will come out of the bullpen. This is his second game since having his contract selected from Norfolk at AAA. Pitched 2 1/3 innings of relief in Boston over that long weekend. Gave up 3 hits and an earned run. Did have a strikeout. So last year, a very valuable long member of this bullpen. It seems like he's ready to reassume that role once again. So right back, a lot of left-handers in this lineup. A logical choice to come out of the bullpen first.
And the stretch continues for Orioles starters not getting deep in games. This is now 6 consecutive starts since a starter has gone at least 6 innings. And that was Mitch Atkins in his big league debut for the Orioles, his starting debut for the Orioles on July the 5th in Texas. So Guthrie goes 5 innings plus 2 batters. So here's Travis Buck. First and third, nobody down. Throw to first, Jason Cabrera. Marcus pop foul to Tatum, and he's flied out to center. Breaking ball is high, 1-0. The Orioles will play for 2 up the middle. Reynolds has a choice what he'll do because he's up tight. And Lee holding the runner at first. There's a strike peaked in the outside corner. It's a 1-1.
And Mark would like nothing better than a rolled over grounder to second. Swap the run for a couple of outs. But if he gets the 2 strikes, probably try to strike him out.
1-1 is lifted to right field. Markakis moving in on the ball. Tagging at third is Sizemore. Markakis throwing towards the plate. Here's the throw. He is safe at the plate. He got around the tag, and again, for some reason, Orlando Cabrera still anchored at first base. That's twice he has not run towards second on his base hit and on that.
And right here, let's watch the tag play. Pretty good throw by Markakis. Maybe a step up the line. Tatum tries to make the sweep tag. It's that leg, makes him go around, but nice tag play by Sizemore, getting that left hand in.
Well, the sac fly for Buck is 17th RBI, and there's Cabrera still at first base. He didn't trust that PA was going to throw to third, so he stayed at first on his base hit, and he didn't trust that Lee wasn't going to cut that off, so he stayed at first. Here's Matt Laporta. Looked like he was trying to explain to Derek Lee why he's still there.
Well, you wanted to finish the conversation.
Foul out of play off the bat of Laporta. So if Guthrie's 4 walks, 2 scored, and the Indians now have a 5-2 lead. And Cabrera on base, still the responsibility of Jeremy Guthrie. Jason Birkin now getting loose. The Orioles have a 9-man bullpen tonight. Simone no longer listed in the bullpen because he is scheduled to start on Saturday. And this one served into right field for a base hit. Markakis over. Cabrera thinks about going to third and puts on the brakes.
He's thought a lot about advancing.
He is playing station to station baseball here. The Indians have as unusual a roster makeup for the opener of this series as you will see for an American League team. They have a 7-man bullpen, which is average, but they only have 3 active starting pitchers. So they have a 10-man pitching staff, and they have 15 position players, which means they have a 6-man bench.
I mean, you really do, see this a lot more today with the manipulation, I guess, of the roster until you have a starter due. They have Fausto Carmona is on the disabled list. It's Talbot was just put on the disabled list, so they are another rotation in flux.
So So they won't have to worry about a fourth starter till Sunday. And that's good because right now they only have 3. But just a strange roster makeup for the Indians. A little bit low, 1-1 the count on Chisenhall. When I first went into the Indians clubhouse to get the lineup, I thought I was reading it wrong because you just don't ever see 6 extra men on an American League club. I mean, as it is, the Orioles, because of the extra reliever, they're going with 3 men on the bench. So the Indians have double the bench. Now, one of those players likely will be a move for the starter on Sunday.
Right. Right.
But they have 3 lefties on the bench and 3 righties on the bench.
So really, again, roster manipulation. Use your roster while you can. Carmona is due to come off and to start in the series.
1-2 on Chisenhall with 2 on and 1 out. 5-2 Cleveland. Off speed pitch is low. And the Orioles have sort of done that with the roster manipulation. Hendrickson taking the place of Britton, who will now go into the Bowie rotation. Here's a 2-2. Buck Showalter said before the game tonight that Zach is scheduled to pitch tomorrow on the 15th and then again on the 20th for the Bay Sox. The Bay Sox actually got a couple of new pitchers. There's Buck watching the game from Andy McPhail's suite as he is serving his 1-game suspension tonight. 2-2 on Chisenhall. Strike 3 call. So he kept coming in slow, slower, even slower, and Chisenhall looked it over for strike 3.
Yeah, really puts a sleeper hold on him. Gets the frame by Tatum. Hits the outside corner. Nice smooth delivery and just a well-placed fastball. Just 85, but well-placed.
So 2 down, and Hendrickson is an out away from getting out of a big old jam here for the Birds. Michael Brantley's 1 out of 3. Takes a breaking ball low. Swings through it. So 1-1 the count on Brent.
Well, that's what he tries to do, is really pitch, as they say, backwards. Throw your early in the count, throw your off-speed pitch to get the hitters defensive and looking for less than. And once you slow the bat down, try to go by him. Sneak a fastball to the outside corner.
Good pitch right there, first strike. You get the feeling that the hitters can't believe that Hendrickson keeps throwing all the off-speed stuff. Come on, come at me.
Well, he lowers you to sleep, but again, he's so tall. I mean, I think you're always looking for more. And it's something that Mark Hendrickson really uses to his advantage. And sort of jumps at you with that delivery.
Cabrera takes off to third. Hendrickson forgot about him, and Cabrera has a stolen base. Hendrickson never looked back at him, and Cabrera was dancing off the bag and then just took off.
Yeah, it's one of those stolen bases that really don't bother you, but we talked about Cabrera refusing to advance. Actually, with a little bit of a step-off move, Hendrickson may have had a shot at Cabrera. But I think it's a pretty good move if both runners move up. A lot of times that runner on first will key off the runner at second. Again, Hendrickson very slow to the plate. It's an asset to have a slow move with a runner on first, but the runner on second. It's an advantage to the runner.
So first and third with 2 down. And a 2-2 count on Michael Brent. Time requested at the plate by Craig Tatum. It's a big run out there at third base. Hendrickson trying to end it right here. It's a 5-2 game, so the Orioles certainly in this one. 2-2 is inside, ball 3.
What we'll try to do is stay out of the middle of the plate.
Laporta at first will be off with the pitch. Cabrera's not full, so he'll stay at third. 3-2 with 2 down. And a ground ball past the mound towards the middle. It gets on through for a base hit. Cabrera scores, and the Indians have a 6-2 lead. So Brantley won that battle, and on a 3-2 pitch, he just found a hole and drives in the run. So the Indians once again lead by 4.
Not too much fan. Right off the end of the bat, back up the middle. Clean single to center field. So Cabrera seems like he's run base for about a half an hour. Finally scored.
So the book is closed on Guthrie. He goes 5 innings, 6 earned runs on 5 hits. And here is John Russell out to the mound. There's Drupal Cabrera switch hitters coming up, and we're going to get Jason Birkin coming on. So Hendrickson got 2 outs, but a 2-out base hit by Brantley. Birkin coming on, 6-2 Indians lead. More O's action. It's game 2 of the 4-game series against Cleveland. Jake Arrieta will take the mound against Josh Tomlin. Coverage on MASN 2 HD begins at 6:30 with O's Extra, presented by Verizon 4G LTE, and then game coverage at 7 o'clock. We've got all the access you need right here on MASN.
Yeah, tomorrow starter Josh Tomlin off to a great start with the Indians this year, 10-4 among the league leaders in wins, and Jake Arrieta leading the Orioles staff with wins with 9 will be matched up tomorrow. As Jason Birkin comes out of the bullpen. 26th appearance for Jason. He worked just a third of an inning in that Red Sox series. Actually, he came on after Mike Gonzalez was ejected on Sunday with a pitch behind him. Came on to strike out Ortiz, and that finished his afternoon and his series.
So first and third, 2 down. And he gets ahead of Asdrubal Cabrera with a strike. Cabrera's solo home run came in the first inning. He is 1 out of 3. And a little bit outside, 1-1.
A straight changeup. That's one of the things coming out of the bullpen. Of course, Birkin, starter all through his minor league career. Hardest thing to get used to in the bullpen is really being totally ready for that first hitter.
There's the 1-1 foul back, and it's 1-2. One thing the Indians have done a very good job of tonight, putting the ball in play. Maniactus Club came into tonight's game leading the American League in striking out. They had 670 for the season. most in the American League. And struck out tonight a total of just 3 times. Cabrera down to count 1-2 to throw the first, chasing Brantley.
You can tell this is another move not right off the matchup sheet. Cabrera against Birkin, 4 for 7.
Here's the 1-2. It's low. He doesn't chase. 2-2. Nice job there by Tatum to corral that one. Cabrera, the starting shortstop for the American League in the All-Star game. He signed with Seattle when he was 16 years old out of his native Venezuela. The 2-2 is lifted towards left center field. That's going to fall for a base hit. Here's Laporta to score. Throw behind the runner at second. And getting back in is Brantley. So Cabrera comes through with an RBI single. It's now 7-2 Cleveland.
Well, making it easy. 2-2 pitch. Jams Cabrera. Just fists it over the infield. Clean single to left.
A 2 RBI night for Cabrera, who now has 53 RBIs.
Oh, just can't seem to get that third out to get off the field.
There's Hafner. And there's a strike. Hafner still doesn't have an official plate appearance. He has walked twice and he's been hit by a pitch. Jeremy Guthrie, 6 earned runs in 5 innings. The Orioles now trail by 5, and there's another base hit. Hafner up the middle. Brantley heading towards the plate. Here's the throw towards home by Jones, not in time. And it's a 4-run inning and an 8-2 lead.
A lot of this damage done with 2 outs. Clean single up the middle by Hafner.
So that is 3 straight hits since Chisenhall was called down on strikes for the second out. And Hendrickson now charged with 2 earned runs in 2/3 of an inning. And the 2 men on now, the responsibility of Birkin. Rick Adair, the pitching coach, out for a visit.
A little vote of confidence and see if we can string together 3 or 4 good pitches and get off the field in the dugout.
First and second, and here's Carlos Santana. The Indians batting around. Here's the 9th batter to come up. And the fastball for a strike. The Orioles today promoted Oliver Drake from Frederick to Bowie. He's a roller foul. He had made 2 starts for Bowie earlier this year in April. The Bay Sox are playing Richmond tonight. They're trailing 2-1 in the bottom of the 7th. But Drake, although trailing, has 9 strikeouts in his 7 innings of work, and he's still in the game. He's allowed 2 runs on 7 hits. Here's the 0-2 to Santana. Swing and a miss, and he got it. So the inning finally ends, but the Indians break it open as they put 4 on the board, now lead it 8-2.
Cabrera get the Indians on the board early in the first inning with a home run after a walk. Carlos Santana would also go deep, giving them a 3-run lead early. They would make it a 4-run lead. Markakis, Luke, 2-out base hit, gets the Orioles back in it at 4-2. And the Indian offense just seemed to keep pecking away here in the 6th. They would add 4 more runs. So Cabrera solo home run in the first. Carlos Santana 2-run homer in the first. Also an RBI double with Markakis' career hit number 999.
Matt Wieters takes strike 1. He is 0 for 2 on the night. Twice he's flied out to center field. He slices this one foul the other way, and no balls and 2 strikes. Wieters, Lee, and PA for the Birds, and there's a base hit to left field. Brantley tries to cut it off but can't get to it, and that goes to the wall, and Wieters has a leadoff double. So Matt 1 out of 3 batting cleanup tonight, and he's at second base with a leadoff hit. Time now for our AT&T Mobility Trivia Fact. Frank Robinson hit a 451-foot home run against the Indians' Luis Tiant in 1966 at Memorial Stadium. Fact number 2, he became the only player to hit a home run out of Memorial Stadium.
He needs to have a sign that said here at Memorial Stadium where it left.
Derek Lee pulls it to left field towards the corner. That bounces down for a base hit and against the wall. Lee heading to second base, and the throw is not in time. He slides in with an RBI double. Well, back-to-back doubles, and it's 8-3.
Both things need to get Masterson out of the game. 12th double of the year. Wieters split to left field, and Derek Lee right on this one. Low bullet. And Masterson 88 pitches thrown. The thing about Masterson, he's tough to get out of these games. 9 of his 18 starts, he has gone 7 innings plus. And again, his pitch count is still a very manageable 88.
Back-to-back doubles. Here's PA. Orioles trail by 5. Breaking ball bends in for a strike.
At PA now 3 for 10, couple of home runs and 5 RBIs. One of the reasons he's in the lineup is how well he hits Masterson.
Outside 1-1. What you'd like to see here is a breakout inning. We'll try to really keep the pressure on Masterson as the Indians did to the Orioles in the top half of this inning, sending 9 men to bat. They've started successfully here with back-to-back doubles. Foul got a piece of Santana and maybe a piece of PA as well.
An old pinball machine. Cutter on the inside pad, right off that protective pad.
That's what I heard. I heard a shin guard. I thought Santana was PA's.
That can get real sore.
Lee at second with none down. An RBI double for Lee. Lee's now got a 4-game hitting streak going with that base hit. PA down on strikes. Good breaking ball. So a big strikeout from Masterson. There's a 6th.
And that's been his pitch of choice, to get the strikeout, to get ahead, and then use that breaking ball, whether it be a right-hander or a left-handed hitter.
With Mark Reynolds now, who is hitless on the night. Reynolds had 8 hits on the 10-game road trip, and 5 of those hits were home runs. Lays off, it's outside. 1-0. 1 as he swings through it. We mentioned the scoring disparity during this losing streak. The Orioles, in the 7-game losing streak, they've been outscored 62-24. And that same pattern is following them here tonight as they trail 8-3 in the 6th.
And they've given up a lot of runs through that losing streak.
Swing and a miss. So 1-2 on Reynolds. By the way, Brian Roberts got a positive report today from Dr. Michael Collins in Pittsburgh, the concussion specialist. He is improving. He's making progress, so he has been given permission to increase the baseball workload, but there is still no timetable for any possible rehab assignment for Brian to get closer to rejoining the Orioles. But that is a good step, because that's the first time since he's been seeing him that he's been allowed to increase the activity.
Taking small positive steps.
There's Joe Smith getting loose. The 5 right-handers they have available in the bullpen. Derek Lee at second with 1 down. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Reynolds. Just got a piece. Reynolds was 2 out of 12 in that Boston series. He was real hot at the beginning of the trip. And swung on and missed in and out of the glove of Santana. He will tag out Reynolds for the second out. So after back-to-back doubles, back-to-back strikeouts for Masterson. Well, fans, a Birdland tradition returns to Oriole Park Friday, July 22nd. For his 25,000 fans, 21 and over, will receive the O's camouflage floppy hat presented by Miller Lite. So don't miss this chance to get your annual fan favorite as the Angels come to town at 7:05. Get your tickets in advance and save 888-848-BIRD or get online at Orioles.com. Seven strikeouts now. Here's Blake Davis. Lee at second now with 2 men out. Davis takes a strike at the knees. Davis walked and scored in the second, then struck out in the fifth. Excuse me, in the third, and then struck out in the fifth. Inside, 1-1.
Pitch number 100. Still with good stuff. 90-92, 64 strikes out of his 100 pitches. Just a great percentage. He just consistently seems to get over that 100 pitch mark. Anywhere between 105 and 115.
There's a base hit to left field. Derek Lee is being sent. Brantley in on it quickly. Double punt throw to the plate, not in time, and Blake Davis takes second base. So Blake Davis has a 2-out base hit, and it's an 8-4 game. Willie Randolph aggressively challenging the arm of Brantley.
Yeah, it's knowing the outfielder's arm. It looked like Brantley was going to have this in plenty of time. He has it as Lee hits third base. Nice turn by Lee, but a very poor throw by Brantley. Nice job by Willie Randolph again, knowing the outfielder's arms.
And Blake Davis picks up his third RBI. Nice at bat. And he alertly gets to second base on the throw home. So now base hit could score another. The Orioles are back within 4. They were down by 6 when the inning began. And Tatum swings through that off-speed breaking ball.
This is where Masterson has had most of his trouble, with Davis and Tatum at the bottom of the order. They've been on base 4 of the 5 times. Really have triggered a couple of the only couple of rallies the Orioles have had tonight.
Tatum 2 for 2 with a couple of singles. And a strike called. Tatum thought it was outside, or high, or both. A smirk. 2 for 4, 3 RBIs with runners in scoring position and his few chances on the year. And he's down 0-2, so look for that breaking ball. away, 1-2.
Well, you had a feeling it was coming. That's what he's going to try to do. Get you out with that breaking ball. Get you way out in front.
Boone overhead. It's almost a full moon. Not quite. Clouds are blocking half of it. What a gorgeous night for baseball. Blake Davis at second. His RBI base hit has made it an 8-4 game. Tatum trying to get him in. Masterson, for some reason, is concerned with Davis. I would not think you would see Davis take off in this spot. Pitching coach Tim Belcher looking on. Ball and 2 strikes on Tatum. And he got it. There's that breaking ball. Very effective on the night. Well, he strikes out the side, but the Orioles get 2. We'll head to the 7th. It's 8-4 Cleveland. It's a tough homestand. The Indians a half game out in the Central, 47-42. Then the Red Sox come in for 3 Monday through Wednesday. There's Boston in first in the AL East, and they're coming off a 4-game sweep of the Orioles last weekend. Then after Boston, the Angels come to town. 50-42 are the Angels. The Orioles did sweep the series last year, so the Angels will be looking for a little bit of revenge. They're also only 1 game out in the AL West, so you got 3 contending teams on this homestand to begin the second half. And it looks like Masterson is done for the night. Congratulations on the bench.
Really pitched well when he needed to.
Brady Sizemore leads off, then Cabrera and Buck.
Always kind of amazing. You give up 4, but when your team gets 8, nice job. If they score you 2, let's hang with them.
Yep. Birkin allowed 2 inherited runners to score in the 6th inning before getting the final out. Sizemore led off that 6th inning by drawing a walk off Guthrie. And after Cabrera singled, Hendrickson came on, a sac fly, a single, and a strikeout, but then 3 straight singles got in runs. Greg Denise 2-2. Indians about hit the Orioles 9-8 and lead it 8-4. And he got him. Good breaking ball, and Sizemore swings through it. Second strikeout for Jason.
Let's check out this 2-2 pitch. And that's that late breaking sharp slider. That was the pitch that really served him so well last year, so it sort of wore out as the season went on. And the better sliders around.
And Orlando Cabrera takes a strike. There are only 4 games in the American League tonight. 6 of the teams get the extra day off and will not resume until tomorrow, including the first place Red Sox. They'll be in Tampa. There are only 3 National League games on the schedule today. So 10 National League teams are enjoying an extra day for the All-Star break. Here's Joe Smith getting loose for a second time. Looks like he'll come on in the bottom of the 7th. The Blue Jays are leading the Yankees at home 9-7 in the 6th inning. 1-2 is pop foul out of play. There's Michael Gonzalez, who received the suspension before the game but appealed, so he is still active. So his appeal is heard. One and 2 on Orlando Cabrera. Fouls it off again.
Burkin reaching that back for a little bit extra. 95. He sort of quietly has good stuff. Late breaking slider, has a changeup, has really starter stuff.
And we'll chase that pitch. 2-2. Sharply hit the third. Reynolds has it. And the flip across will get Cabrera and 2 men down. Tonight's minor league report is brought to you by PNC for the achiever in you. How about Caleb Joseph at AA Bowie? 269 average. He's got 12 doubles, 6 home runs. And 1 for 2 in the Eastern League All-Star game. Caleb Joseph, the Bowie Bay Sox catcher, having another good year at the plate. There's Travis Buck, 2 outs and nobody on. Takes strike 1. Bowie has come from behind and now leads Richmond 5-2 in the 8th. And Oliver Drake is still in there. He's pitched 8 innings and now the pitcher of record on the plus side. Caleb Joseph 2 for 3 in that game. You really like to see that with the prospects. Drake gets promoted today and he goes out. 8th inning, has a lead, swing and a miss. So Travis Buck down on strikes, and Jason Burkin has a 3-up, 3-down inning. 7th inning stretch brought to you by Jack Daniel's Tennessee Honey. Fly straight, drink responsibly. An 8-4 lead, and welcome into the broadcast booth, Jim Hunter and Mike Flanagan. Orioles still have time to get back in this one, but again, 8 runs allowed by the Oriole pitching. It's so difficult to try to win these games when the pitchers are giving up that many runs.
They just can't seem to stay out of the big inning. You know, that big add-on 4-run inning to take it from a 4-2 game to 8-4, and then the offense just keeps trying to battle back into it. So it makes it very difficult for the offense to keep having to go up and add all these runs all the time.
Yeah, and again, we talked about it all game as the Orioles simply are just trying to get a win to get this thing turned around. They dropped 7 straight. Nice come from behind win here tonight. That would do the trick. And now they're about to get into the Indians bullpen.
Yeah, absolutely. Get into the bullpen. Masterson is finally out of the game. Maybe that'll change it around for him. Maybe they can get some big hits.
So the Indians will hand the baseball now to Joe Smith. The right-hander will come on in relief of Justin Masterson, who goes 6 innings for the Indians. He is the pitcher of record on the plus side. So here's the right-hander Smith coming on for the Tribe.
Yeah, he's been a valuable reliever for these Indians. The low sidearm release point has always been an outstanding part of their bullpen.
Here's J.J. Hardy leading off against Smith. Jack Hanahan is now in the game at third base, replacing Chisenhall. Hardy, Markakis, Jones for the Birds in the 7th. And there's ball 1 taken. 1-1 the count on Hardy.
Yeah, Joe Smith started the year on the disabled list, had an abdominal strain. Left-handers are hitting 121 off him, righties 270.
Hardy pops it foul out of play.
And he's been another reason why the Indians have certainly pitched so well this year. Has been their bullpen, 3rd best in the American League. And Joe Smith is not allowed to run in his last 17 innings of work. Of course, that's over 17 games, 1-inning reliever.
Hardy to center field. Sizemore charging, and he gets there, and he has it for the out. So Hardy 1 out of 4 on the night. Fans, Oriole Park is the perfect setting for your next group outing. Gather up your family, friends, co-workers, colleagues, and enjoy a fun-filled night of Orioles baseball with discounted ticket prices for groups as small as 15 fans and party facilities to fit groups up to 1,000 fans. Camden Yards can make your group outing an experience you'll never forget. For details, 888-848-BIRD or visit Orioles.com/groups. Markakis takes ball 1 away in the Orioles 7th. Went 1 out of 3 with a 2-run single. Came in the 3rd inning. And a little bit low. Markakis came into the game tonight with a .392 batting average since June 8th. Highest in baseball, and he works the walk. And with his 1 for 3 night, he's now 1 hit shy of 1,000 in his career.
Now take the walk, try to continue the rally.
Here's Adam Jones. Adam has popped out, grounded out, and struck out. Adam shows bunt, takes a strike. Pops up the breaking ball. Foul ground down the first base line. And Orlando Cabrera gets over there and gets it for the out. So Jones is retired. 2 men down in the Orioles 7th. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Orioles and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Orioles. We'll bring up Matt Wieters. breaking ball in there for a strike. Very effective pitch for Joe Smith.
Seen a lot of those tonight between Masterson and Joe Smith. Low sidearm breaking balls.
Markakis now with 2 down at first base. This one stays outside, bends around the plate.
Joe Smith, 27 years of age. He's originally selected by the Mets in 2006, 3rd round pick. Another trade.
Yeah, he was part of that 3-team, 11-player deal between the Mets, Seattle, and the Indians in December of 2008. That's a trade.
That's a lot of work. Put together 11-player trade. Not really one you can pull off during the regular season. That would have to be a December deal.
Exactly. It was December 11th of 2008. Two and 2 on Weeders. And just outside, ball 3.
Just trying to nip that outside corner, not getting the call from Hunter Wendelstadt.
Tony Sitt and Vinny Pestana. Markakis goes, and the pitch is hit right back to Smith, who gloves. And they'll fire to first to get Weeders, and the inning ends. So 1-out walk and a man left. Will head to the 8th on a nice night downtown. 8-4 Cleveland. He was informed he has been suspended 3 games for the incident in Boston, and he reacted to it prior to tonight's game.
It was very frustrating just because of the fact that, I mean, you know, they obviously lead the league in hitters hit or batters hit, and you know, obviously a few of those seemed like they were intentional, and they're hitting our star guys, and you know, you're going to get frustrated as a pitcher, and you know, I mean, those are your guys. It's kind of a family thing, and they were getting hit, and yeah, anyone's going to be pretty mad about it.
So Gonzalez comes on in the 8th, his 33rd appearance of the year, a 1-1 record. And the Orioles are still trying to figure out, as Gonzalez deals, and there's a strike, how Buck Showalter got suspended for a game. He was ejected after a hit batsman. But Francona, the Red Sox manager, was not suspended for a game, even though he was ejected after a hit batter, as both benches were warned after Guthrie hit Kevin Youkilis. Actually, Buck was ejected with the ball that went behind Ortiz.
Right, on the Gonzalez.
So he was ejected, wasn't even a hit batter. But I don't understand how the commissioner's office, because if it's automatic,
it's automatic.
It's automatic, except it was only automatic for one team in this case. Doesn't make any sense. And I would have loved to have heard the explanation from Major League Baseball as to the warning was issued and pitchers were ejected, which meant the managers automatically are ejected. But why does Buck get the suspension and Francona not?
Right.
When technically, from the Orioles side, Ortiz started it all on Friday night. So it's the strange turn of events there. But Gonzalez and Gregg, who have both been suspended, have both appealed, so they're both available tonight.
Well, like we talked about it, the end result in that series where
high fly ball to left. PA back on it. And he has a play and has it for the out, one away.
Yeah.
Well, time now for you to text in your vote for the AT&T Player of the Game. How about Nick Markakis, a 2-run single? Carlos Santana, big night at the plate. Asdrubal Cabrera, a big night at the plate. Text in your vote now and have your voice heard, A, B, or C, to 51862. Here's Jack Hanahan batting for a first time. Took over defensively for Lonnie Chisenhall. And a breaking ball for a strike. You know, as Michael Gonzalez pointed out in his pregame interview, the Red Sox lead the league in hitting batters, and that is by design because they try to intimidate. Blackie clearly hit Derek Lee on purpose Saturday night, and he waited till 2 outs and nobody on in the 7th when it was going to be his last batter.
Yeah, it was pretty predictable with Blackie.
He got fined. He didn't get suspended. Jim Johnson and Salta Lamacchia, who were ejected Friday night, also got fined but not suspended. There's Kevin Gregg in the Orioles bullpen. Kevin Gregg actually didn't even hit anybody. There's Jim Johnson next to him.
Well, as I was saying, there was...
Unless you count the punch. Gonzalez knocks it down. Tries to get to it close to first, then he got him on a bounce throw, and he ends up on the ground behind the mound. 2 men away. And Russell and Richie Bancel's coming out to make sure Michael's okay.
Ground ball back up the middle off of Gonzalez. It's a pretty good job of all-in-one motion, planting that left foot and flip throw to Lee, who again, excellent first baseman, stays right with it. You get in his general area, you got a chance.
Now there's a situation where being lefty helped because the arm was on the proper side to throw to first base.
I'm not sure if there's a situation of being lefty doesn't help.
Oh, my wife tells me that every day, being a left-hander.
Except when it comes to scissors and other sharp objects.
Because the right-handers of the world invented all that stuff.
Believe me, I know.
Well, you could get left-handed scissors. You just got to pay a little more.
Yeah. Well, I'd rather have sore fingers and cut off my pinky than do that.
But Brantley takes a strike.
You adapt, is what it is.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Straight back of the plate. 0-2 on Brantley.
Vinny's warming up by himself. Mr. Pestano.
Yep, right out of Brooklyn. No, actually, Anaheim, California. I had to go look it up once you said that.
At least I didn't say, Yo, Vinny.
Yo, Vinny from Anaheim. But in the same ring to it,
doesn't quite have the same. There's the 1-2 check swing. It's outside. Tatum asked for an appeal, but Hunter Wendelstedt did not ask. Brantley's had a good night, 2 for 4. RBI hit, he scored twice. And he got him. So Michael Gonzalez has a good inning. 3 up, 3 down go the Indians. Well, into the bottom of the 8th. Birds need some runs, down by 4. Shield will contribute $50 to support the Living Classrooms Foundation. To date, the Orioles have drawn 259 walks for a total of $12,950. CareFirst Blue Cross Blue Shield encourages each of us to take that first step towards a healthier and more active lifestyle.
Go ahead, Vinny Pastino. I thought you were going to jump in on it.
No.
38th game of the year. 1-0 record. Outstanding ERA 2.97. 33 innings of work. Outstanding again. Look at the strikeouts. 47 strikeouts and 33 in the third innings. Just 22 hits allowed. It was a 20th round pick. 611th pick overall in the 06 draft from Cleveland. 26 years old, born and still lives in the Newport Beach area, California.
Well, he's from the Newport Beach Italians.
Yes, of course.
Ezekiel Carrera comes off the bench. He's now in right field, replacing Travis Buck. So a six-man bench, already a second defensive replacement. Derek Lee, Felix P.A., and Mark Reynolds against Castano. And a high fastball. Derek Lee, a high fly ball to right. There's Carrera just in the game. And he runs it down for the out. One away in the Oriole 8. We invite you to join Orioles Reach, the Oriole Wives, WJZ TV, the Maryland Food Bank, and the Oriole Advocates for the Orioles Reach annual food drive. It's this weekend at Camden Yards. Beginning tomorrow night, fans are encouraged to bring non-perishable food items and cash donations to Oriole Park for each of the games against the Indians. It all benefits the Maryland Food Bank. Volunteers will be at each gate collecting items, so please don't miss this chance to help families throughout our area. For more details, visit OriolesReach.com. PA takes a strike.
It just seems like every Indian pitcher throws in that low three-quarter sidearm delivery. It's all we have seen tonight from Masterson, Joe Smith, now Pastano.
Smith went 1 inning and 1 walk after Masterson went 6 innings. Masterson was outstanding tonight getting the big out, even though he allowed 4 runs. He stranded 5 men on for the Orioles. PA's down on strikes. So 2 quick outs in the Oriole 8th.
And a little bit extra on the fastball. 1-2 pitch, 93 out of that low sidearm delivery by PA. That's a big difference, I guess. At the moment, the Indians bullpen coming into tonight, 3.18 ERA. That's third best in the league.
Reynolds swings through it. The other part of the Masterson game that give you an idea of just how big those outs were to strand the runners. 4 of the 5 that Masterson left stranded were in scoring position. 1-2. So even though the Orioles did touch him up for 4 runs and 8 hits, he did a real good job of minimizing damage.
No, he made big pitches when he needed them.
8 strikeouts.
Highest high of the year was 9 back in April.
9 away. Reynolds is 0 for 3. He has struck out twice. John Russell managing tonight, looking on with Jim Presley. And Reynolds down on strikes. So the Orioles go 3 up, 3 down, 2 by strikeout. Strong inning for Castano. Kevin Gray getting loose. We'll head to the ninth. is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Southwest Airlines' new Rapid Rewards, unlimited reward seats, and no blackout dates. And by Land Rover. What a beautiful night downtown. As we head to the ninth, Orioles down by 4, and Kevin Gregg will come on to get an inning of work.
Yeah, 36th game of the year for Kevin Gregg. 0-1 ERA, about 3.5, 15 out of 19. The 19 saves, all the saves that the Orioles have this year. 34 1/3 innings of work. Again, control pitcher. And just try to nip corners, whether it's inside or out. Ejected out of his last outing in Boston. Long talked about.
Back off the bat of Cabrera. The Bay Sox, Mike, won that game 7-2 over Richmond. Oliver Drake the complete game. 9 innings, 2 runs, 7 hits, 10 strikeouts, and 2 walks. So on the day he was promoted back to Double-A, he pitched very well. There's a tapper back to Gregg. Underhand toss to first, and Cabrera's retired 1 away in the ninth. Hey, maybe it is a full moon. That cloud deked me early. Look at how beautiful that is. You know, I did notice today driving back from the beach that
the tide was really high.
Oh my goodness, it was ripping. The waves were just ripping. It was kind of like the other day when I tried the kayak in the ocean. Didn't work out too well.
They got sucked right out to sea, didn't you?
And I had to be saved, and it was a little embarrassing.
A little embarrassing.
It seemed like a good idea at the time. You know, I figured get some exercise.
Yeah, it's like, hey, where's Dad?
Hafner's 1 for 1. He's also walked twice, and he was hit by a pitch.
Yeah, just 1 for 6 lifetime against Kevin Gregg.
The Orioles in the ninth will have Davis, Tatum, and Hardy due up. Just off the plate. But it's not a save situation, so unlikely we'll see Chris Perez, the closer. 2-2 on Hafner. Inside, ball 3. There's Tony Sipp, who was up earlier, now continuing to get loose in the pen. 3-2 is lined to left for a base hit. Pia played on a hop. So Hafner has been on base all 5 times, 2 hits, 2 walks, and he was hit by a pitch.
Yeah, base hits his last 2 times up. One off of Jason Burke, and now one off of Kevin Gregg.
Luis Valbuena is coming on to pinch run for Hafner. So 3rd substitution by Maniac. Need a little bit more speed on there. Here's Carlos Santana. And it's outside. That base hit by Hafner is the 10th by the Indians. Oriole pitching now has allowed 10 or more base hits in 9 consecutive games, so that streak continues. There's a breaking ball for a strike, 1-1.
That's what Buck Showalter was talking about before the game. It's really going to have to start with the starting pitching. Because I am optimistic, but I am also realistic. We have to pitch better.
Base hits create base runners, and base runners lead the runs. 1-1 has popped up foul. Reynolds over near the stands. He's hoping for a play, and he runs out of room.
That's the thing. This rotation is going to have to stabilize when you think of it. Tillman and Britton off in the minor leagues. The rotation that started the season is nowhere near the one that's in place.
One and two on Santana. And swing and a miss. Actually, foul tip held by Tatum. And 2 down on the strikeout.
A little extra 1-2 pitch right to the corner, 92. Kevin Gregg.
You mentioned the Orioles facing the Indians in this 4-game series, and the Indians on the roster tonight have only 3 starters. Well, the Orioles have 4. Buck Showalter did say before the game it looks like Mitch Atkins will get the start on Sunday in the finale, but somebody's got to pitch Monday. And that right now is still being discussed because that person is probably not on the team.
Yeah, I would assume so. But again, what's happened with the way the pitching has been, you can't really project ahead, especially with someone that's maybe in the Oriole bullpen, because you're just not sure when he's going to be used.
Yeah, they could take somebody out of the bullpen because right now there's 9 out there.
But as Buck usually says, we'll see when we get closer
exactly.
to it. We'll see who we use.
Really 3 long men now. I guess if you consider Hendrickson could give you some innings because Jakubauskas and Bergeson are both in the bullpen. One of those could make the start if they elect to just keep the roster as it is, but that's 4 games away.
An eternity of late.
So both these teams will likely be making some moves coming up. There's the 2-1. It's taken low. Alfredo Simon, who will pitch Saturday, then will leave the team for a couple of days. He has to fly to the Dominican Republic for another court appearance concerning the incident from New Year's Eve. The Orioles are hoping that'll be just a fly down and make the appearance and fly back, but he does have to leave the team after his start on Saturday. 3-1 on Grady Sizemore. And a base hit to center field. And Jones over to cut it off. Valbuena heading to third, and he'll make it as the throw is cut off by Hardy. 2 hits against Gregg, 2 on with 2 down in the 9th inning. Seven of the 9 batters have hits in this game as Chris Jakubauskas now begins to get loose just in case.
Now, you don't want certainly a situation like this, Kevin Gregg, to throw too many pitches and not be available for tomorrow's game, already at 33. So tomorrow starting to get in jeopardy.
Ground ball weakly hits a short. And J.J. Hardy goes to second for the force on Sizemore, and the inning is over. So 2 hits and 2 left. We're heading to the bottom of the 9th. Orioles down by 4.
Went down 3. They've got to make up 4 in the 9th inning. It could happen. Stay with us.
All right, 3 more outs to work with. Let's go back to Jim and Mike.
All right, Amber and Rick, thanks very much. And the clouds are covering Cosmo's moon again. Maybe that'll be a good omen against Tony Sipp.
Making his 41st appearance of the year, 4-1 record. 2.72 ERA for the left-hander out of the Cleveland bullpen. When he comes into games, the Indians are 29-11. The hits to innings pitched, 21 hits and 36 innings of work. He has done a nice job for Manny Acta and the Indians. 34 of his 40 appearances are scoreless. Since June 5th, he's allowed 4 earned runs in 16 appearances. So he's, again, another important member of this Indian bullpen, which is ranked 3rd in the American League.
Manny Acta and Tim Belcher looking on as Tony Sipp will try to get the final 3 outs. And here is Robert Andino to pinch hit for Blake Davis. Blake had a good night, 1 out of 2 RBI single, a walk and a run scored. And now Andino, who had a real good road trip, 7 for 23 in the 10 games on the trip. The Orioles need base runners. It is 8-9 and 1. Tatum next, and then J.J. Hardy. Fastball's outside, 1-0. So Sipp is the 4th pitcher used by Manny Acta. Masterson for 6, Smith and Pistano an inning each, and now Sipp in the 9th. The Orioles have used 5 pitchers tonight. Guthrie went 5 innings plus 2 batters. Hendricks in 2/3. Birkin an inning and a third. Gonzalez an inning. And Kevin Gregg an inning. 1-1 on Andino. And a swing and a miss, 1-2. Cleveland has 5 right-handers and 2 left-handers in their 7-man bullpen. Here's the 1-2 to Andino. And strike 3 call. Paints the outside corner. And 1 away in the 9th inning.
Let's take a look at the 1-2 pitch. Hit to the outside corner. Perfect low and away fastball.
Little glove movement.
Little.
Just a little.
I was going more off the frame. Yeah.
Well, he hit the target. No doubt about that. Here's Tatum. Tatum is 2 out of 3. It's his first multi-hit game of the year.
A lot of strikeouts in this game for the Orioles. I think that's 11.
And that one's low. Here's an update on the voting for the AT&T Player of the Game. And Nick Markakis getting that hometown love, leading Santana and Cabrera. Still time to vote. Have your voice heard. A, B, or C to 51862. Amber and Rick will have the results coming up on O's Extra Post Game. 1-2 on the swing and miss. Is low on the check swing.
A little cut fastball by Tony Sipp.
You mentioned the strikeouts by the Oriole hitters, and this is another trend that you don't want to have. But in the last 4 games now, the Orioles have struck out 9, 10, 9, and now 11. 2-2 is just outside, ball 3. Not putting the ball in play, they don't have a chance to get the base hit. Man, that's a lot of strikeouts over 4 games. 39 strikeouts in the last 4 games. 3-2, swung on and missed. So the last 4 Orioles have struck out and 2 away here in the 9th inning.
A little extra on the fastball. 3-2 pitch. That one may have been a little off the corner.
Orioles down to their final out. And J.J. Hardy will bat.
You see why this bullpen has been so good. 3rd best in the league. All they've allowed is a walk to Markakis. Once his bullpen came in for the starter.
Strike called. Off-speed pitch.
The Orioles pitchers have struck out 8. Kind of interesting, all after the 4th inning.
Here's the 0-2 to Hardy. And it's outside. And again low.
See by the way he likes to pitch. He just wants to try to nail that outside corner. I don't really see anything to the inside part of the plate.
Two and 2 on Hardy. And he fouls it back to stay alive. Tomorrow night, game 2 of the series. It'll be Jake Arrieta against Josh Tomlin. And the 2-2 just got a piece. Two and 2 with 2 men down. John Russell managing tonight. Buck Showalter serving his 1-game suspension. And Hardy down on strikes, and the ball game is over as Tony Sipp comes on and strikes out the side. The last 5 Orioles to bat in this game all went down striking out. So the Indians grabbed the opener, winning at 8-4. Birds have now lost 8 in a row. We invite you to join us again tomorrow. More O's action. Game 2 of the 4-game series against the Indians. Jake Arrieta against Josh Tomlin. Our coverage begins at 6:30 on MASN 2 HD with O's Extra presented by Verizon 4G LTE game coverage at 7 o'clock. And now for Mike Flanagan, our entire crew, Jim Hunter saying so long from Camden Yards. Once again, our final score, the Indians 8 and the Orioles 4. Tonight's telecast, a MASN presentation. Please stay tuned now. Amber and Rick are coming up next with O's Extra.